and
false news has become all too common on social media. Unfortunately, some members of the media push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Can you believe the audacity of these people? The ones who get paid millions feel that they're entitled to whatever it is that they want. And if they don't get what they want, what are they going to do? They're going to blast you for it. They're going to blast small businesses. They're going to berate those mom and pop shops just because of the fact that they didn't get what they wanted. Come on, please. This is ridiculous.
The place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? Oh.
No. Let me explain. They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics.
Yeah. And I know how hard my family has worked to keep this business alive.
Yes, this business here has been around for over 140 years. What small business could say that they've been around for that long? It's amazing. And what really is amazing is how the community has gotten together to support these people and help them and make sure that the world knows how corrupt and the rich and famous are.
My bakers come in 2 or 3 in the morning just to have donuts and rolls for everybody to come in and say, we have the best rolls ever. This is what makes Holterman's. It's the community.
So if you haven't heard the story by now, Whoopi Goldberg, as you can see there, learning the hard way that going after a Staten Island institution can be a recipe for controversy. Thousands of customers lined up outside Holterman's Bakery to show their support after the View co-host accused that bakery of political discrimination. Community leaders calling on her to apologize, but instead, here's the update. She appears to double down in this new video.
Yep.
There seems to be a lot of talk about the dessert I requested for my birthday show. I never mentioned the name of the bakery or the location. It does seem a little odd that when we called a few weeks before my birthday and we were told they couldn't process the order for my birthday because of an equipment failure, but somehow they were able to accept an order of a different 48 of the same dessert when somebody else called without using my name. But it's...
Yes. What did she do? She name dropped. She name dropped to be able to get special, service out of this company. Was she looking to get it for free because she's Whoopi Goldberg?
All okay, y'all, because I enjoyed my delicious dessert and I had a happy, sweet birthday.
Looks like cleanup on aisle 6 to me. Joining us now is Staten Island Borough President Vito Vasella. Thank you very much for being here. We saw you at that news conference. I mean, you lit the crowd up. You have people lining up outside the bakery because they feel bad for what's happened to this institution, the Staten Island institution. Welcome to you. Did that clear anything up, that video with Whoopi Goldberg there?
No, not at all. In my opinion, first of all, the story here is Holterman, the family is wonderful. They're the salt of the earth. They've had a business for 146 years. Not many people can say that. They have
Exactly, 146 years. That's amazing. You got to love it. And they have been around, obviously, because they put out a good product. Order from them. Give them a call. Have them ship.
Impeccable reputation. People love them and their business. And then this woman went on national television and basically misrepresented what happened. And, to have a platform like that and disparage, potentially, arguably defame a business that has no recourse in the court of public opinion.
Yes. It's more, she just really tore into them and made it all about Whoopi. Come on.
And they were devastated. And what we said, we were going to stand up for those businesses, and we're not going to take the abuse. She may have had the bully. pulpit, but she came across as a bully, if you ask me. And the
Yes,
family, not
she
being
did.
used to this, said, what do we do? So the Staten Island community stood up and stood strong and stood up for the Holtman family, the Holtman Bakery. And I commend the Holtmans for just having the grace to take the high road. And the Staten Island community stepping out, waiting online hour after hour to say we support Holtmans. But it could have been any small business. It could have been anybody who was attacked on the national airwaves for something they didn't do.
As a reporter, I step back from the story and I say, well, could have something happened there that maybe we didn't see? Maybe there was something.
Absolutely, that makes complete sense. But
This is just me asking you, based on the facts that you have at hand, could there have been somebody behind the register who didn't like the idea that this was for Whoopi Goldberg and said, not today?
So the facts are the boiler that they had in place that they need to make the cakes was about 60 or 70 years old. They were planning on replacing it.
Older than me.
They didn't know how long it would take to replace. So Jill Holtman actually did the right thing by telling the woman, we can't commit to it. We would hate for you to have a birthday party and the boiler would still be down. So, go someplace else. And then the boiler was fixed, probably in less time than they anticipated, and then people could buy cakes again. She was not the only one that was declined.
So they send somebody else in there
after the fact.
After it was fixed.
Correct.
And so she connects the dots and says, they'll serve them without my name attached to it, but they wouldn't serve me.
Yeah, and she wouldn't.
I'm just so surprised that Whoopi didn't say that it was because she's black. What do you think? Comment below, let me know.
She wouldn't, the old expression, she wouldn't accept the truth. And somehow it was this, perhaps a degree of self-absorption that everybody thinks of politics every day. We just heard Jill. Her and her workers are at work sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to prepare every day. You think she really cares about politics? Her customer base or across the board. She wants to do well in business. My main concern was that this woman took to the national airwaves and sought to destroy a company.
She didn't say the name of the company, and I'm not defending her in any way, but she didn't say it then. In her, clarification on Instagram there, that video, she also didn't say the name of the company, and she reminded people she didn't say this. So the question now is there a case of defamation as the legal? In the proper legal format.
I really do hope so. It's not just Whoopi Goldberg. ABC had aired this. ABC should be held liable. They allowed this to happen. Put their neck on a chopping block.
This up on the screen. This is Jonathan Turley's take. He says why defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg could be piece of cake. The implied accusation against the bakery could fit into a per se category of impugning business or professional integrity. Goldberg's statement was clearly meant to impugn the reputation and professional standing of the bakery. It can be argued as defamatory per se by implication, says Jonathan Turley.
Exactly.
I respect that opinion, and I don't think if it went before a jury that people would think differently. Although she did not mention the name, in a matter of minutes or hours, it was deduced that the company itself was Holtman's. And again, I get back to, it was a misrepresentation of what happened, and rather than give the benefit of the doubt to the business owner, she goes on national television, and by the way, the first calls that the family got were not nice calls. They were borderline threatening calls.
Wow.
And it was at that point we stepped up and said, we're not going to take this. We're not going to let this poor family suffer at the abuse of somebody who's going to seek to disparage, potentially defame. And you never know. If they didn't have a good reputation, that business could be destroyed. How is that good in this country? And it happened to be Holtman's. It happened to be on Staten Island. We happened to be there to support them. But this could have been any business, small business around the country.
And they happen to make a dynamite Charlotte Russe dessert. So I've heard. Okay, so just to move this story forward, have you talked to the family? Do they have plans to file a lawsuit?
I have spoken with the family, but not about litigation. That'd be totally, that's in their court.
And how's business? People lining up at first.
As I say, I got to commend the people of Staten Island, but we got calls from around the country. The Holtmans did, around the world. People from Europe have been weighing in, people from the Philippines, all over to say, because they see this for what it is. They see this as an abuse by somebody on somebody who's just trying to go out and make a business. And if the Holtmans didn't have an impeccable reputation for this 146 years, who knows where this would be, but the people know who they are and they step forward. So business, fortunately, has been booming. So any attempt to abuse them has backfired tremendously.
If there's one thing I know about the Staten Island community, It's that you all are tight and you have each other's backs.
So Staten Island, we have about 500,000 people. We have a small town feel, and we're there for each other. It's a solidarity like no other around the country. And maybe we should send the message out: don't mess with Staten Island.
There you go, from the borough president. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to have you on the program.
Yes, you know what? That is amazing. You just got to love the fact that you got yourself a small business that that is loved in the community, and you got an outsider who steps in and defames them on national television. And in addition to that, she's on a show that people are starting to really get the gist as to the fact that they are left-leaning, that they are not truthful, that they are not there for the people, that they are out for themselves, especially Whoopi. And, you know, Sunny too, she is just horrible. These are horrible people, and they don't deserve to be on that show anymore. You just gotta boycott them, order up some donuts, eat them, enjoy them, and laugh in Whoopi's face. Thank y'all. Take care. And shoots.